Hello, government contractors. Today I'd like to show you how to manage government contracts without chaos. I would like you to manage government contracts like real companies and pro companies do it. I've worked at companies like Microsoft and Amazon, and they all use this exact same method to manage their projects. And it's very essential for you as a business to be organized and manage your processes the right way. Because if you don't, you're most likely going to miss deadlines, miss details, and not be organized and be in a chaos, and even your mental state would not be in the right place. So it's very important to you as a business to be organized. And today I'm going to show you exactly how to do that using SamSearch. I highly recommend you invest in a software that keeps you organized as a business. Let's say I'm searching for government IT solutions. That's what my business specializes in. And I want to find a government contract for this space. And I stumble upon this one. I like it. This is something my business can do. And I read the description and I read the attachments, and I want to get back to this and I want to get it into my government contracting pipeline. This is something I want to pursue, or I want to look more into, or even I want to submit a proposal for. To stay organized, what I do is I click on Start a Journey. And then once it's created, I click on View. And before I actually show you this is what staying organized means. For each contract I have a journey for it. As you can see, it has a pipeline and it has 4 different phases. I have the assessment, I have in progress, I have submitted, and then I have won. This way I'm organized. I know each contract I'm looking into, in which phase it is. So if it's in the assessment, I'm still breaking it down. I'm still, for example, finding subcontractors. I'm still understanding it. And then once it gets to in progress, then I'm maybe getting more into details. Maybe I have subcontractors that I'm contacting. Maybe I am writing a proposal. Then once I'm done with that, it goes to the pipeline of submitted. This way, I know that these government contracts, I can, for example, send a follow-up to the contracting officer. I'm waiting on a response from them. And then once I win it, then it can go all the way to won. This way I know which contracts I won. Then I can keep track of, for example, my team, see what we have to do, or even as an individual, I can keep track of the tasks I have to do. Now, let's actually look at the contract we just added, which is this one. So to stay organized, I have the title here, and then I can click on View Opportunity. So whenever I want to get back to it, I can click on this, and I'm back here. But what I also have is the status, which as we saw, it's like these pipelines. This is the first pipeline. I could in here change it to in progress. So this is something that I'm actively working on right now. I have the due date. I have here all the important dates, as you can see here. And then I have the type, which is federal, state, grant, SBIR. I can tell the difference. And then here I have an AI generated description. So in case I go back to it, I understand what this is about. And I can add my own description as well. So I could say, for example, this is an IT services contract that I wanted to explore. So you can add your own description. Obviously, you can remove this, but here your goal is to add as many details for you or your team to understand what you want to describe here. There's also this section that's called Deep Insights, and this is used to tailor the proposal to your business. So here it explains why your company should be awarded this opportunity. So you could either come and mention the key points here, and as you can see with this, you can click here, and you could add bullet points. For example, we have experience with a similar contract, or you can mention these details here as much as you want. So these deep insights will be used later in the proposal. And also this way you kind of write down your positioning as a company. But let's say you don't want to write it yourself. What you could do is ask the AI to generate it for you. And as you can see here, you get a deep insight of why your business is positioned to win this. So you can use this also in the contract. And also as an individual, you could see, okay, these are my strengths. This is why this opportunity is a good fit for me, or maybe this is where I lack. And for example, you could say, okay, I lack XYZ. Maybe it's a good idea to find a subcontractor or someone who can complement me. But this way I'm staying organized. I know for this opportunity, I'm placing deep insights on why my business is a good fit. Now, also, if you scroll down in the contacts, you see here the primary contracting officer is added by default. But what you could also do, just to kind of stay organized for this specific opportunity, you could add contacts. So let's say you have a subcontractor that you would like to contact. So let's say David Byrne, and then he's a subcontractor, for example. You could add their phone number and their email address so you can stay organized. This way, this subcontractor, we know that this guy is in this opportunity, in this journey. So you're not all over the place. You have different emails for different opportunities. You have all your contacts in one place. Now, let's say we want to work on this. The next step would be to make tasks. So now we have a different board, as you can see here, where we have 3 different pipelines we have to do. That's my to-do list. These are things I need to do for this opportunity, for this journey. And then once I'm doing them, they're in progress. And then once I'm done with them, then they become a done task. For example, let's say you could add, to stay organized, I could say break down the solicitation using SamSearch AI. So this way I know that this is something I have to do. I could add a description, like use the AI to understand the statement of work. And you can set a status here. So for us, it's to do. I haven't started it yet. It's very important. So I'll set a high. And then I have to be done with this by tomorrow. Just like that, created. Now I see it here. Now, once I want to actually work on this, I move it to in progress. And when it's done, I move it to done. Simple. This way I keep track of my task. I could add, for example, all the subcontractor. Add description here, details in the journey. Then status, this is to do, and it's medium importance, and it has to be done by Friday. Friday. So as you can see now it's here, I know my tasks. Another good thing about this is you can switch to calendar view. So this way you can see what things you have to do by when. So it's easier for you to plan your day and plan your week. What you could also do is, let's say you're in here, you can use the chat to simply ask questions about this opportunity. So you don't have to go anywhere else to understand it and break it down. So I could say, hi, what's the deadline? And it will read all the documents and get you back your answer so you can have the conversation here. Another thing besides chat is you can keep track of all the documents and the attachments. So as you can see, these are imported from the solicitation, but you could also import your own files, and you can keep one place for you for documents relating to this specific opportunity. So this way you're not all over the place. You don't have multiple folders on your computer and you have to go between each one of them. You have it organized by journey or by opportunity. Now, once you're done with your documents, with your chat, you've done all the tasks, you could also write a proposal. And you'll see here all the documents you have in your profile organized. You can choose which ones you want to include, and then you'll be able to generate an outline and a proposal. I have a video on this. Now, I'd like to show you my Journey Hub. So this is all the contracts I'm tracking. I also have a calendar view for them. So as you can see, I know the deadline for each one of them and when I have to be done with each one by then. I also have my tasks here. As you can see, follow up with my subcontractor. And I can change the view. I can go left, right, just like that. I could go back to type. I could show you here that I only want to see the ones that are federal. So you can filter by that. Let's say I only want to see my state level ones. So I would be able to filter. So it's easier for me to visualize. You could also highlight the due dates. So depending on the due date, let's say you want to see the ones on April 24th, you would just click this and you will have them just like that. So this way you are organized. You have a view of all the opportunities you're tracking. And then for each one of them, you have a description, deep insights, you have all your contacts, you have all your tasks, you have all your documents. You're able to easily break it down, use the chat to break it down. And then you have your proposal as well. Once you generate this, you'll be able to view it here as well. This is the methodology that's being used by all the big companies. And I told you I worked at the biggest companies in the country. Just not to brag, but just to show you that this is the method that's being used by these big companies. As I mentioned, when I was at Microsoft, this is the exact methodology they used. Same for Amazon, same for Expedia. All the big companies use this, and that's for a reason. When you are organized, when you have everything in its place, you have tasks, you have your documents, you have a description, you have deep insights, you have your contacts in one place, it's easier for you to actually be successful, because if your business is not organized and you're not organized, you're not going to be able to get a lot of results. So definitely invest in a software that allows you to do this. It will make your life a lot easier, and you'll see yourself, you're going to be a lot more efficient and a lot more productive. So I hope this video is helpful. You can try samsearch.co. I'll have a link in the description and the comments. Give it a try. It'll make your life a lot easier. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you best of luck in your government contracting journey. And you know what? In your life as well. Thank you so much for your support, and I'll see you soon.